Hi, boys and girls. Miss Mac here. We are going to continue with the Northeast region of the U.S. We're going to recap chapters 1, 2, and 3, and then we will focus on chapter 4. You will work on chapter 5, and then we will take a quiz. Okay, here we go. So, just to review, here is the Northeast region of the U.S. It borders the Canadian border here. This is not part of the U.S., this is Canada, and also borders the Atlantic Ocean on the furthest east side. There are 11 states that make up this region, and remember, a region is an area that has similar features to itself, like its geography, the culture, history, and climates. Chapter 1 review, we talked about the unique landforms that make up the Northeast, such as rocky coasts and then sandy beaches and the Appalachian Mountains that run through the extent of the Northeast region. Many rivers, lakes, streams, hills, valleys. Chapter 2, we discussed how has the region changed over time. So in the beginning of the creation of this particular area of the US, there were Native Americans who hunted and fished and built their homes from trees and mud. And we no longer have that. We have houses made of brick and stone and wood. Um, and a lot of things had occurred in between the Native Americans residing here and present day, which we will now look at in chapter 3. So, who lives in the Northeast? Well, immigrants from all over the world, and their children and their children's children and their children's children's children for hundreds of years. Chapter 3 briefly touched on New York being a very big city that had a lot of English and Spanish and Chinese influence. Pennsylvania, there are a lot of Amish that live in Lancaster County, and they mentioned Maryland. The the Swedish settlers and German settlers came from Germany and Sweden, and when they arrived here, they had stayed primarily, I guess, in Maryland, and they created jousting, which is when two people ride a horse and try to knock somebody off with a lance. All right, so now chapter 4, the big idea. How does the Northeast make use of its resources? So we're not going to look at this answer right now because we have to read the text first. So we're going to go over here, read the text. Here we go. All right. I'm going to do the read to me so it follows along. I don't know how that'll work. We'll try it.
Resources and economy. The natural beauty of the changing northeastern seasons attracts tourists. Many people come to the region to ski in the White Mountains of New Hampshire or the Green Mountains of Vermont. Others visit beaches along the Atlantic to swim or sail. Some tourists drive through small New England towns to get a glimpse of the bright fall foliage. The tourist industry provides jobs for residents in restaurants and hotels that serve visitors.
All right, Miss Mac's going to continue reading it.
Ocean opportunities. The Northeast's
extensive ocean border plays an important part in the fishing industry. Maine fishers catch fresh lobsters. Fishing boats bring in scallops from the coast of Massachusetts. Chesapeake Bay produces blue crabs. Rhode Islanders catch flounder and squid. People protect these valuable resources by preventing overfishing and reducing pollution in the ocean. Ports are busy coastal areas where ships load and unload cargo. They are often in deep water that can accommodate large ships. The Northeast is home to many ports that support the economy of the entire United States. Baltimore, New York City, and Philadelphia are major U.S. ports where goods arrive from other countries. U.S. goods are also shipped out of the world. Farming. The rich soil of the river valleys and coastal plains is excellent for growing crops. Some farmers grow vegetables such as bell peppers in New Jersey and mushrooms in Pennsylvania. Fruits such as apples and grapes grow well in New York. Wild blueberries grow in Maine. Dairy farms are found throughout the Northeast. Cows graze in the region's grassy fields. Milk from these farms is used to make ice cream, cheese, yogurt, and other dairy products. Mining. Northeasterners also benefit from underground resources. Pennsylvania is one of the leading coal mining states. Coal is used to create electricity and to fuel steel mills. During the 1800s, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania became known as the Steel City. It produced the iron and steel to build the railroads, bridges, and machinery of the growing United States. Today, Pittsburgh steel is still important. The city produces special steel used for planes, power plants, and high-tech electronics. Industries. Wall Street in New York City is a center of finance. Many major businesses, banks, and other organizations are based here. These groups deal with money-related activities such as bank loans and selling or buying stocks. The health industry is important in Massachusetts. Boston has some of the nation's best hospitals. Doctors and medical students from many countries come here to work and study. They research new treatments for cancer, heart disease, and other health issues. And I'm going to read this to you because I thought this was interesting. Shooting hoops, something Miss Mack learned from reading this text. The first game of basketball was played in 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts. James Naismith was a physical education teacher in Springfield. He made up a new game for his players. They tossed a soccer ball into peach baskets. Basketball has become a major college, professional, and Olympic sport for both men and women. It's very popular with kids too. Today, people visit the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield. It was built in the shape of a basketball. It's a fun fact. All right, so we're going to stop there with the text, and then we're going to go back and recap what we took away from chapter 4. How does the Northeast make use of its resources? Right? So remember when we were reading the text, there were subheadings: mining, industry, farming. So I took those subheadings and I focused one at a time. I tracked my details. So this is what I came up with. One resource the Northeast makes use of is fishing. People protect ocean resources by preventing overfishing and ocean pollution. Also, the Northeast region is home to many ports which help support the U.S. economy by allowing goods to ship and arrive from other countries. Another resource is farming. For example, the Northeast produces many fruit and vegetable crops as well as the production of dairy products. There are also many underground resources, such as coal. The Northeast also makes use of industries such as banks, hospitals, and other financial and health organizations. So I took the information from each subheading within that chapter, focused on what was the main idea, what was the big idea, the most important part, gave an example, rewrote it in my own words, and produced this paragraph summarizing that chapter. All right. Okay. So now I need for you guys to do read and respond, the big idea, chapter 5. So I need you to read chapter 5, respond, what challenges does the Northeast face? So you're going to focus on that question. What challenges does the Northeast face? I need you to bring your response to Zoom on Wednesday. All of these assignments, they will be collected via Dojo or email for grading. So if you haven't completed last week's, I'm going to need for you to go back to last week's YouTube video and complete that one as well. And then Tuesday, you have a quiz. You have a quiz on this entire book, the Northeast region. So I will post another video shortly that just has the rereading of chapters 1 through 5 to help you if you need it. I need you to take a piece of paper, number it 1 to 10, read each question and the multiple choice response, and then record the letter of the correct answer on your paper. You can submit your quiz to my email, which is listed here, or take a picture of it and send it on Dojo, or just go on Dojo and send me a message with 1 through 10 and your answers alongside of it by 10 a.m. on Wednesday, so before our Zoom meeting on Wednesday. Here is the quiz. I'm not going to read all this to you, but here are the first 5 questions. Remember, the arrow indicates go on, that you are not yet finished. So this is numbers 1 through 5. Numbers 6 through 10 are located here. And then, oh wait, maybe I do need to move that. Okay. Let me see. And the last part that we are going to do is a quick recap on Wednesday. We're going to just review the important words that were found throughout the text. A lot of them we used in our summaries of each chapter, so we should be familiar with most of them. All right, so now I am going to play chapter 5 for you so that you may answer the question. Okay.
Bringing back the cities. Throughout history, the cities of the Northeast were booming centers of industry. But during the second half of the 1900s, these industries began to shut down. One reason that U.S. factories closed is that many products could be made more cheaply in other countries. Thousands of workers lost their jobs. People moved away to look for work. Factory and apartment buildings sat empty. Stores, restaurants, and other businesses closed because they did not have enough customers. Cities had to find a way to bring people and businesses back. A better future. Citizens and governments looked for ways to improve things. State and U.S. governments passed laws to clean up pollution left behind by the old factories. Cleaner air and water made the cities more attractive to new residents. Local governments improved roads, tunnels, and public transportation systems. People and goods could travel into or out of the cities more easily. This encouraged companies to locate their offices, factories, or stores there. This created more jobs. More recently, cities are reusing their buildings and other resources. Abandoned factories and apartment buildings are becoming new offices, apartments, or places for people to gather. Cities such as Bethesda, Maryland, are turning unused areas into shopping centers that support local and national companies. Old railroad tracks are becoming sidewalks and trails. This is creating more green, open spaces within a city without clearing forests or taking over farmland. Southeastern Pennsylvania and other areas are working on improving their public transportation. They are developing new buses and trains that create less pollution. New train and bus routes are also being introduced. This makes travel through and between cities easier. As these programs help the region's cities and rural areas to grow, Northeasterners will continue to use and enjoy the many resources the region has to offer.
All right, boys and girls, so that was the end of chapter 5. There are some facts, statistics over here about the region that you're more than welcome to read over. Some interesting stuff here. And the resources, where did this information come from, has all been cited in the back of our book. And again, if you need access to our important words, here they are. They're also a little bit back in the video. So they're in 2 places. So remember, I need you to review the vocabulary. And for Monday, Monday, I need you to read chapter 5 on your own, listen to it if you need to, and answer the question, what challenges does the Northeast face? So what challenges do they face? We face. We're part of the Northeast region. So write your response, bring it to Zoom with you on Wednesday, and then make sure on Tuesday you come back onto this video. I will send the quiz on Dojo as well. Make sure you complete the quiz. It will be graded. And here it is. Now that my thesis isn't covering number 4, you can read them all. Okay, so you can just pause the video if you need to. If this is the best means for you to access it, do that. All right, 4th grade friends, I'm signing off. I will see you Wednesday. I can't wait to see you Wednesday. Can't wait. Look forward to it.